What do we got? Oh, we got Bilbo walking up as a horde. What? As a horde? You have a horde player? You have a horde hunter? Alright, he's walking up on his skeletal horse. I actually do like the way that looks. How do you get that? Is that the Halloween thing? Where's the health of the enemy? Oh! It is Banana Fell. I'm trying to get the health bars up and running though. How do I get Banana's health bar running though? I don't even know how to get this health bar running. Okay, well there it is. Bilbo Hunter versus Banana Fell gets a stun into him. Banana Fell is hanging out next to... Oh, he actually went up in the air. I didn't even notice this bad boy. He saw that he has to deal with Dire Basilisk and he has Bilbo Hunter out in the open. He might as well get some damage in there. Getting hit with a slow right afterwards. And Bilbo is just healing right now. Still dealing pretty good in health. There's going to be a big mana coming out for Banana. How much taking so much damage from the pet though. Especially from the Dire Basilisk. Needs to avoid it. That thing takes a bit of a chomp. And that could put him in a bad situation. There's going to be some big damage coming out of Banana. Healing for a little bit. Bilbo is still hanging out. Still has a lot of defensive available. Banana has darkness available. That's all he's really got. Before darkness could come down, he goes down. So that's a hard one, man. That's just a hard duel to deal with. To just have to deal with a demon hunter for a beast mastery. I mean, that's a lot of LOS that just plays into his favor. And it's going to be Quasar versus Bilbo Hunter. Bilbo Hunter found himself at about half health. Did pop a cooldown right now for a heal. That's going to be Bilbo out in the open, which is great for Quasar. But for Bilbo, having that LOS is going to be best. Turtle Shell coming out early. So he's setting something up. And Bilbo and Quasar is actually just making pets happen off of the leopard. Off of the leopard. Is it Jaypard? It looks like Jaypard for a second. Stun coming out into Bilbo Hunter, and it looks like Quasar is trying to get some big damage out. Did get the big pet. Has both dogs and demon running after Bilbo. They're going to do a bit of damage, but is it going to be enough? Bilbo is trying to drop in some traps, some everything, and Bilbo's actually taking a bit of damage, and Quasar takes his first kill of this arena. Sent all the pets and everything, and that's just literally Superman Gawk flying in out of nowhere. Literally flew to Quasar to take him out. Stun coming out, actually gonna land it in with those super LOS, which is ridiculous. Second stun coming out, and Quasar's, you're gonna use the pillar to kite to his advantage. It's gonna be a kick onto Quasar for a second. Oh no, he actually completely stopped the gate with a fear. I've literally never seen that. There's going to be a reflect coming out for Gog, going for huge damage. And Quasar's find himself in the execute range. Trinkets out of that stun, wants to end this Warlock right now. And Gawk is just going to spin to win. Figures out that either it's going to be Kedron, Druiden, or Aeon Plock. So that's all we got, man. We got all these stealthies in the world. There's going to be Kedron opening up with a cheap shot. Shortest DR ever. Kedron tried to slice and dice him up. Trinkets out of that stun. Gawk is just trying to still continue to go for a setup. There's going to be early parry coming out for Kedron. That's going to be big defenses out of Gawk, which is probably the best parry for Kedron then, because Gawk can't do a single heal while the parry is up. Does Gawk have anything like disarm? He does have spell reflect, but is there disarm available at all? It's just they're tussling around. And there's going to be Blade Storm coming out for Gawk. Kedron's find himself in the execute position. He actually could go down, and he does go down before Vanish or any of the other abilities were available. I think he tried to disarm Gawk, and maybe that's what Gawk Blade Stormed. That don't make sense. That's going to be, who looks like it's going to be Druiden coming out, trying to get the dots of the Gawk, but Gawk is like, you know what? Let me catch you real quick, boy. Bash coming out right afterwards. Gawk has no trinket available, but needs to get some serious healing off of the Feral. That's going to be a big bite into root. Gawk does go for a commanding shout, and Druiden is just going to go for a reset completely. Can Gawk get a charge or keep him in combat at least? And Gawk does die to the bleeds. Druiden was able to take him out, and it's going to be Druiden and Aeon Plox on the enemy team. We got Cure Shift and Dead available. Is that playing Beastmaster or is it playing, let me check Dead real quick. Is it playing Survival? Looks like he is Survival, yeah. And we still do have Ruinex as Unholy Death Knight, so that's going to do pretty good. Druiden is going for some big damage. Did find Cure Shift out in the open. That's going to be Thorns and Wall coming out for Cure Shift. Cure Shift does go for a stomp, but Druiden is going to get a big nasty bite regardless. Wall came out for Druiden as well. That's a lot of damage into Cure Shift. Actually obliterated him, and Cure Shift just falls down to the dots, and then, oh my god, what was that? What was that? That was impressive. That was insane power for Druiden. Insane amounts of damage. But Druiden having to go against Ruinax now. The pet and the Death and Decay is not going to let Druiden get any kind of resets at all. And what Runex is doing, which is right, he's trying to pincer maneuver him. The pet goes from one side and Runex goes from the other. That pet is just gonna punch and kick Druiden, not letting him reset. Not gonna do that much damage, but just gonna annoy the hell out of him. And as he starts to come around the right side, Runix trying to get himself a nice position. We have Druiden just attacking the pet, building calm points off of that. Runix needs to make a move, man. 3% dampening. He needs to get some damage onto Druiden. He needs to force cooldowns. Druiden has wall and heal available. Actually caught himself a reset, because I guess he killed the pet by Runix. Does get an opener. And that's going to be a lot of cooldowns coming out of Druiden with thorns and everything. That's going to be Runix trying to get his army available. It's the army of the dead. The pet is just going to chase after him and get a good grip in. Trying to keep him in place to let the pet kind of wail on him. That's going to be wall available for Druiden, but he knows he's in a bad spot. Needs to get away ASAP. And Runix does get him into a stun, but LOSs it completely. I don't know how that stun even happened, but we still did get a trinket out of Druiden. And he continues just to run away with all these pets. Those things are beating him up a little bit, keeping his health kind of low-ish. But it's still, I mean, it's dampening only 80%. He's still getting a huge heal out of it. Try to go for a root onto one of the pets right as it died, and Druiden, I guess he has a dot on him now. It's going to be bashed into Runix. Runix is going to use IBF and is going to use his Apocalypse. Need to keep Druiden in place. No trinket available for Druiden. He needs to catch up to this guy. Short stomp by the pet. Needs to keep a slow on Druiden up at all times, but the Thorns is going to delay Runix and keep him away, not being able to connect with the Druid. That grip, though, is going to allow him to connect. That Thorns is going to come out with walls, so for Druiden, this is good. He's actually trying to go counter-offensive while he has a lot of defenses available if he's going to tussle out with a Death Knight. Runix is trying to pop whatever he can for damage, whatever he can do, but he's just melting right now as he's just trying to catch up to this Feral. Eventually, the heavy plates is going to be able to catch up to a Feral Druid, but he's just melting right now. He's still barely there, and Druiden even pops in just to give him a nice little bite in the face. Dead is the last one left to represent the Horde. Just dead. Here's just a farmer with his dog Savage. And then until all these Ferals came in and destroyed his crops. Actually, that would make it for a good story. Like, one day, Dead was just hanging out in his farm, full of cattle. And then Druiden and Unplugged, the two mischievous Ferals, ate all his livestock. Dead, since then, has vowed to... Oh, how do you find Druiden just now? What the hell? He just like... Druiden was in stealth, and Dead was just like, pow, here's a dot on you. What just happened? Unless Druiden came out of stealth on purpose. But now there's going to be that pet Savage. Does get a stun onto Druiden. Oh, what? Druiden just moved for like a second. What was that? And Dead is going for some damage. Not full huge cooldowns or anything. It looks like Druiden is actually lagging a lot right now. While Dead has them all set up with dots. Thorns are available to keep the pet maybe a little bit slowed. Stylish Druiden is not going to be able to get away though anytime soon. With Dead in particular, with all those traps. I mean, going around the corner, gets hit with a root. Trinkets out of that root because he wants to get some damage onto Dead because he was so far away. And Dead is just going to cleanse all those dots with Mending Bandage. And that's going to put Druiden in kind of a bad spot. Still fairly high up on health. That's going to be Trinket out of Dead though as soon as the bash comes out. And before Druiden can get away, Dead's just going to go for huge damage right now. Druiden decides, you know what? I'm going to go for big damage too. Gets himself a huge heal. Dead doesn't have a heal anymore. 21% damage. It could be anyone's game. Dead's actually found himself very low. Getting a huge heal. Druiden still has barely any health. Does have a grenade thrown in his face trying to get a cast. And that's it. And Dead is going for Mending Bandages ASAP. He does see Ammonplox though. It looks like Ammonplox is going to let him go for full reset. So it is possible. They're going up. It is, we haven't seen this in a while, an honorable duel. Dampen at 26%. It could be anyone's game. Honestly, I would make your bets at this point right now. Gonna head off to bed. Cheers for the game. Yo, Banana, thanks for coming by, man. Appreciate you, dude. I changed to Horde. Did I said duel then? No. Yo, oh, you a Horde now? Okay. That's awesome. We do have an Ammonplox picking up the eye though. And Dead did try to get him with a flare. Does get some dodge. Grenades are available on Ammonplox though. Gonna be able to heal through them pretty easily. Dampening is not quite that high. But still, that is going to be mana. Ooh, Bash comes in into a freezing trap. That was a perfect move by Dead. Stop the Feral in his tracks completely. And Dead can even get some distance away. Did get a stun onto Ammonplox, and it's going to be Trinket. And Dead is trying to keep his distance with Fury of the Aspect of the Eagle, so he can get all that range damage in. And Ammonplox decides he needs to get behind the pillar, but as he tries to do though, it's going to be a harpoon out of Dead. Ammonplox continues to run behind the pillar and just kite Dead around. That's going to be some cooldowns available. Incarnation coming out. Dead has Turtle Shell available still. Is he going to have to use it right now? Feign Death coming out for a second. Turtle Shell into a Turtle Shell into Mending Bandage to take off all those dots. Ammonplox hanging out at fairly high health. Still has a heal, still has a wall. Dead is actually in a pretty bad spot. Doesn't have any bleeds on him, but that Moonfire dot is still doing a lot of damage. And Ammonplox still has a lot of damage available. Trying to get her up to Dead. Knows there's traps all around. Does eat a tar trap. Dead is getting his dots reset up again. Trying to, oh, and that's going to be freezing trap, which is perfect for Dead. Is he going to be able to catch himself maybe a complete restyle? Does go for a feign death. Can maybe go for a camo. There is eyes available, and Emma is going to pick him up right now. He is going to pick him up. Looking for Dead. Manic bandages are up for Dead since he can't. Oh, he could be in camo and manic bandages. He's trying to maximize his heal. Sending the pet out, and Emma is going to be a full stun. Dead actually has a lot of cooldowns available. Trying to throw all those dots and grenades and everything. Trying to force some cooldowns out of Emma. That's going to be a wall as Dead harpoons into MM, and that's going to be Emma getting a bash into Dead. Trinket coming out, and Emma still has one wall available, heal available. Needs to go for whatever self heals he can get. Shortest stun onto Dead right afterwards, trying to get all these dots up. There's going to be feign death for a short moment for Dead. Emma actually find himself at very low health, and with one wall still available, dampening just too high, couldn't quite do anything afterwards. That was a little rough, man. That was a little bit rough. That was actually a little bit rough. Wow. I like that. I like that duel. I like that a lot, man. I like that a lot. That actually came down to like the last man standing. Well played. Well played, Dead. The survival plane sub playstyle is real. It really is survival plane subtlety, isn't it? It might as well feel exactly the same, honestly. It does feel a little bit weird though sometimes, doesn't it?